Hello, hello. I know I said I was going to start going live more often, and it's been a crazy week. Craziness. So how was everybody's weekend? Everybody's weekend was good? I'm glad you guys can make it out to the facility. We're open to the general public. We're open 7 days a week. I'm here 6 days a week. I'm here Tuesday to Sunday. I am off on Mondays. In the last few days, we've had a lot of people come in and say hi. I've taken pictures. I've talked to people. It's still a little new to me and a little weird, but you know how that goes, right? It catches you off guard a little bit. But it's one of those things, I guess it just kind of comes with the Kato! Hey! Hey! Kato! Get it, Waffles. Quit. You little butthead. Now you ain't getting no extra because you took all your sisters. Right? I'm coming, Lena. Hold on. But like I was saying, it's still kind of getting used to the whole people walking in and say, hey, aren't you that guy? Hey, I follow you on YouTube. I follow you on Instagram. I follow you on TikTok. I follow you on Facebook. Facebook's not super common right now because I think I'm only at like 3.8 thousand or something like that. I'm feeding the babies. Let's see if I can get this to lean out so you guys can see them. And it's really funny because Hadassah, the little wolf puppy that I've been raising at home, is on display now. And she gets, we call it her food hops. There she is, little bouncing puppy dog. Now it's great. Well, as long as nobody reports the video. But we're gonna see how this goes on this app versus the other apps. Anyway, because on other apps, my lives get booted and I get banned for feeding the animals. Almost caught it, sis. One, two, three, four, five, six. That baby. That is hers. That's that one. That's you. Let me pick everything back up so I can see. Thank you guys for the donations. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for the donation, and we're all doing really good. I normally don't feed this late at night. Well, late in the day. It's like 7 o'clock here, or close to 7 o'clock, something like that. But we normally don't feed this late. I normally feed like 4:30, give or take a little bit before I go home. But with it being 90 degrees outside, and yesterday we fasted the animals. So with today being 90 degrees outside, and yesterday was a fast day, the animals would eat really quick if I fed them. And with it being 90 degrees outside, they would, there's a chance they would get sick, so we don't want them getting sick. I only need one of you. Whoever gets in first. Zeus. Hi, Zeusy. Thanos, come on. I just need Thanos. Come on, big guy. Thanos. Well, come here. Zell. Bell. Come here. Hi, Zella. So what I just did is I was shifting. Zell, hey. Woohoo. Press the wrong button. Hi, Zella. I was just shifting the baby girl. I was shifting her because the big cats have to be separated in order to be fed. Because if they're not, they get aggressive and they fight. And we don't want them fighting. So we separate. So now, is that good chicken, Zeusy? So we have to separate them. Otherwise, they will fight and someone gets hurt. And we don't want the animals to get hurt, obviously, right? Zella, no. Pull back. Thank you. There you go, sweet girl. So we don't want we don't want them fighting and hurting each other. So Zella, whoever really comes in the shift, as long as one cat shifts and the other cat stays in the enclosure, we're good. Because even with them being, thank you guys so much for the donations. Your videos are beautiful. Give them all hugs for us. P.S. If there's anything like this, I can look at volunteering at or near Austin, Texas, that you know of. No, I don't know of any facilities in the Texas area. I wish I did, because I'd be glad to help and point you in that direction. As far as getting into this field, it's one of those, you got to find a facility that has a volunteer program, or even like a summer program. Something that you can get your foot in the door and gain that knowledge, gain that experience. Because that's what it's really all about, that experience and that knowledge, right? I hear something. Good boy. But like I was saying, so even with them being in captivity, the males, especially with Thanos and Zella, he gets really aggressive and what is called resource guard. He will resource guard all the food, no matter how many piles you make in the enclosure. He will resource guard the food and not let Zella near any of it. And then Zella just gets the raw end of the deal. No pun intended with the raw chicken. But she gets the short end of the stick, and then Thanos gets all of her food. Now, as far as the amounts go, the girls are at roughly, yeah, 8, about 10 or 11 pounds of meat per female, and the males get roughly 12 to 14 pounds of meat. In the summer, we drop it a little bit. In the winter, we feed them a little bit more. It just varies. Today, they're getting a little bit extra compared to what they normally would because yesterday was a fast day. Now, the reason we do the fast days, I like using the wolves as an example, but in the wild, a male wolf could put away roughly 40 pounds of meat by itself, an adult male. Well, in captivity, if I feed them, say, 5 pounds of meat, say Nikado gets 5 pounds of meat 6 days a week, that puts him at that roughly 30 pounds of meat by the end of the week. That last day is to give their bodies time to digest that food they have just consumed so they don't become obese and overweight. Trying to hold my phone and feed all at the same time. But it is so they don't become obese and unhealthy. It's okay, Sadie Bug. It's right here. Good girl. But it's just so they're healthy and that food is spread out. Now, what's really interesting is the whole wolves being able to put away 40 pounds of meat in one sitting. To give you perspective, I'm sorry about the noise in the background. We have giant space fans blowing on the cats and the wolves so they don't get hot when it's 90 plus degrees outside. They have shade and they have cool spots where they can relax. But like I was saying, so to put it in retrospect of how much food that really is at 40 pounds of meat, that is equivalent to you as an individual, not a family, as an individual going to, say, McDonald's, ordering 110 cheeseburgers, just 110 cheeseburgers, you sitting down at that table and eating all 110 cheeseburgers, one after another, in one sitting. It's a whole lot of food. Hello, hello. I'm so glad to hear that, Steve. And tell her a belated happy birthday. I love when you guys show up. For one, it it makes me smile. It lets me know and shows me that these videos are reaching people and it's helping these amazing animals. Whether it be you guys just watching the videos and me using the proceeds to buy these guys toys and treats and stuff like that. People donating to the animals themselves, whether it be for our toy and treat fund or whatnot. Or you guys coming here and saying hi. And it's funny because some of the employees find it a little annoying when people bring it up. And I jokingly tell them all the time, get off your butts, make your own page, and put yourself out there and answer questions and be social and do the social media stuff. It's not like I can be the only person here making videos about the animals, right? Anybody can do it. It's just a matter of doing it. Give me just a sec. I'll be right back. But it's just a matter of doing it. And as far as food goes, we do rotate the food. They get chicken, beef, and deer. They get a little bit of everything. We try to rotate that. We try to rotate the food as much as we can to give them a variety of food. Hi, Reagan. No claws. There you go, sweet girl. But we try to give them a variety of food Flipsy, she gets fed first. You know that because you eat too fast. But so chicken, beef, deer. They'll get fish once in a blue moon. It's mostly the bear and the wolves that'll get the fish. And then they've only had horse a handful of times. But it's mostly chicken, beef, and deer. Is there no Brutus? You already ate today. Did not mean to drop y'all. But it's we do mix up the diet. Because you don't want them to get used to one thing, and then if something does come up where say we can't get our hands on chicken and they get so used to eating that chicken, right? That they turn down whatever food we give them. We don't want them to get to that point. So we change it up. During deer season, we can't get deer whenever we want because, well, we're in the United States. So there's laws, regulations, and all that as far as deer hunting goes. And we live in Missouri. So you have to have a license and permits and permission and all that fun stuff. And I don't hunt. I have buddies that hunt during deer season. We have a handful of local processing plants that process all the local deer hunters' kills and food. So we get all the scraps. So then the scraps come to us and the scraps go to the animals. Roadkill is a very touchy subject only because unfortunately nowadays you cannot trust people. So you don't know if it is poisoned after the fact, what condition the roadkill is in, the quality of meat. You have to be very cautious about that. So we don't use roadkill unless it's like one of my buddies hit a deer and they wait right there with the deer and I go pick it up. Or sheriff's department or a state trooper shoots the deer because it's been hit and it's like super fresh. In those circumstances, then yeah, we might use the roadkill. But other than that, we really don't touch it because you never know what kind of quality the meat is. Even with when people donate, say they have a freezer or something go out and the venison or the meat thawed out for just an hour or so, but I know the people, then yeah, I'm liable to take that donation because I know those people. I know where it's coming from. And if anybody knows me, they understand the animals are my life, and something happens to one of these animals, I know where it came from, right? But most of the time, no, I will not touch roadkill. Now that I am done feeding and I'm literally just waiting for the animals to feed so I can release everybody that is shifted out of their shifts, I can sit down and I can actually read some questions. You guys are speaking of weather. So we've been at this location for about 8 years now, and I think the coldest it has gotten here was I think -10, -15. And I ended up walking to work that day because I had a front wheel drive car, the roads were completely iced over. But it normally does not get that bad. We'll get into the 20s and the low teens and stuff like that. And the hottest we've been that I can think of off the top of my head is probably a little over 100. But the problem with us where I'm at, well, we're in Missouri. So our heat's not like Texas heat We are a very humid state. So it can be like 85 degrees outside with a heat index pushing us up over 100. And that humidity being at 50, 60%, it gets rough. Hadassah's a Hadassah and Zeke are probably the two easiest going pups that we have. Nikado, it kind of depends on the day. He gets a little grouchy here and there, but for the most part, he's a good boy. He's just getting old, whereas Hadassah's only a year old. She's still a puppy. And then with Zeke, he's a little over 4 years old, and he acts just like a puppy. For everybody donating, thank you guys so much. I appreciate the love and support you guys show me. I'm going to start probably going live more here than I am on TikTok. I almost never go live on Instagram because Instagram I may get like 5 or 10 people watching. And with my account slowly growing, well, not slowly, but growing at the rate it is on YouTube, I'm going to be at 1 million followers or subscribers before the end of the year. Dude, I've been in Texas. I've not really been in the Houston area, but I've been down in like Galveston and Port Arthur area of Texas when we did shark research down there, and it gets bad. Yes, Malachi is the hyena. I know, Wallace, it's crazy. Man, that's a change. Michigan to Tennessee, that's some crazy weather.